times, Coach, you didn't just beat the Bucks. You beat them by 16. And this is, the defending champs, one of the best teams in the East. What does a type of win like this say about this group?
Just who we are. We take challenges. We don't run from anybody. We don't back down. And we give everybody our best shot. And again, to me, the most impressive piece of it is it seems to be somebody different all the time. For Jetty and Kevin to come off the bench tonight and do what they did, like they blew the game open with their shot making and kind of that offensive barrage, and then we still defensively kind of figured out what we were trying to get done as well. But the team effort is what it's about.
Because you mentioned Kevin Jetty, what have you noticed about their partnership? Was maybe his Jetty struggled to hit shots, something that Kev is, saying to him, or just how have you noticed their bond?
I mean, we had a conversation about how those two guys can help one another. I also think that Doe being in lineup with them, he knows how to create triggers for those guys, and then he can make the play to get them open. So, I think the trio is going to continue to evolve and continue to get better and help one another.
And then when we talked before this game, we were talking about how there was no room for mistakes, in this one, and how important that was to show who you guys are as a group. I mean, with the exception of maybe some defense in the first quarter, how were you guys able to put together such a solid, 48?
It was the defense, and that's who we have to be. I think they got going early, and made those threes because I thought we were, trying to protect the paint. So we had bodies in the paint and overcommitted there, and they were finding those kickouts. The second quarter on, we did a great job of being in those spots, but being really active with our hands. We got more deflections, forced more turnovers. So now those kickouts weren't easy, just catch and shoots. They gave us time to get there, close them out, and challenge those threes.
Thanks, Coach.
Kelsey Rose, The Athletic. JV, last week or the other week when you played Brooklyn, after the game, said it was a statement win. Would you consider this one to be another statement win for you guys?
These are wins for us now, and the statement is what our guys are capable of. This isn't a commentary on opponents, right? It's a commentary on our group of guys and the ability that they have when they're together. That's the statement we're making. This is about us as a group and what we can do when we play the right way and play together. I think we did that tonight against a very good team. Come short the Bucks at all. They're a really good team. But how about tonight we outplayed them?
And obviously, all season we've talked about your identity, who you guys want to be. But how have you seen that build throughout the season and sort of kind of culminate in a sense tonight, but it be something you guys have shown throughout the season and just grown?
I think it's a consistent thing, to be honest. I think early on we established who we needed to be, and there hasn't been many nights that we've wavered from that. For the most part, we've been really consistent in our approach and our identity, and how we want it to look and how we want the game to feel when we're on the floor.
And then before the game, we talked about the importance of the 3-point line and defending, but also you guys as well, and to have 19 threes tonight. What did that just say about you guys, about how the offense was just flowing to be able to find those guys for those open looks?
It's executing a game plan, taking what we walk through and shoot around, understanding how we prepare, and then being able to go out and get it done. And the shots were going to be there because of how they play, what they believe in. We just had to have the confidence to keep taking them and keep knocking them down. And luckily, we had a bunch of guys step up in key moments.
And how did you see Isaac just defend tonight, especially against Drew? But just continuing to be who he is, but just being a really important piece on the defensive end.
Yeah, he just makes it hard. When you're going against Isaac, there's not going to be anything easy. He has a uncanny ability to navigate screens and get back in front of guys. He knows when to be physical. He knows when to get thin, to help navigate those screens. And it's just, it's a game of over the top. He just doesn't give you angles to beat him. And that's hard.
Ashley Bastock, Cleveland.com, JB, I know Darius came back in, but was that his back that acted up on him there?
Yeah.
Is he okay now?
Yeah, he's okay.
And then just thinking about this group like a year ago and how you guys struggled in third quarters as much as you did, and then you have a game like tonight where you break open the game in the second quarter and they don't take their foot off the gas in the third quarter. I guess just how have you seen this group learn how to play with a lead so that they're still being aggressive and not playing to, not lose? So
Right. I mean, it's a maturation process with us. In years past, we've been asking guys to do things that they had never done before. We asked guys to carry burdens and carry loads that they hadn't had to carry before at this level. And it takes lumps, in order to figure it out. And I'll go back to this. We do it together all the time. And, we don't ask, one guy to do something that's not his strength or that he's not capable of. We put each other in positions to be successful, and then we're always in position to support one another. And that's how we get it done. There's a clear vision of who each guy is and what they need to do to help this team. And the guys have bought into it completely.
And then in the second quarter, when Darius found Evan with that no-look pass and Evan dunked it on Giannis in the play of his season so far, I guess when you have a big electric play like that, what can that do in game?
I mean, it gets the crowd involved. And we have a great connection with our crowd. This is you guys know this is a great environment to play in. And it can be suffocating when it's going and it's involved and it's energized. So to get the crowd in the game, have people enjoy themselves, it carries over, and there's that connectedness and that passion and energy that our guys play with and our fans.
We're talking for the game about you're seeing it's a work in progress still. We're over halfway through the season and you're tied for the most wins in the East. So at what point do you allow yourself to enjoy how far you've come as fast as you've come? Do you allow yourself time to say, I can't believe where we're like, this is great, or are you just still?
No, you and again, you can't, to be honest with you, because once you do, that's when you let go of the rope. And it is a long season. I know we're 49 games into it, but there's a lot of games left to be played, and a lot of different things can happen. So our focus is every single day trying to get better. And that you probably get tired of me saying this, but our young guys have to get through these experiences, and every single night is a different experience for us. This game is different from our last. The next game is going to be different. So until you get hardened, you can't relax and take your foot off the gas at all.
How much do they not know? Like, are they just, what I mean? Like, they just don't know what they don't know, so they're just going out and playing hard every night. Are you able to take advantage of they just don't know what they don't know?
Yeah, but what they know is they believe in each other, and that's the most important thing. They have no fear, but they have no fear because there's a large level of trust in that locker room, and nobody ever feels like they're out there on their own. You know what I mean? Like, no matter what's going on, good or bad, they always feel like somebody's got their back. And when you have that type of support system, you're going to give yourself a chance. And then you blend the talent and the growth that we've had from our guys, and you'll give yourselves opportunities to win games.
Yeah.
Jeff Shadell, News Herald. You've told us at least 24 times that we're really young. So my question is, with a young team, how do they not fall apart when you're getting crushed like you were after one quarter?
I mean, it's again, their inability to disappoint one another. That's how they approach it. Because not one guy in that locker room is okay taking a step back or laying down because they know how much it means to their teammates. And they do not want to disappoint one another. So, it is rare. It is unique, but it's who they are. And that's why we're able to come back from adverse situations and give ourselves a chance to win.
Chris.
Chris Fedor, Cleveland.com. Hey, JB. Can you quantify the importance of chemistry?
No. And that's the, the beauty of this game. And all, the analytics and, all those things that people want to try to tie together and give reasons why. But, you can have all the talent in the world and have poor chemistry, and you're going to underachieve every time. You can have less talent and more chemistry, and you'll overachieve. And the beauty of it is, like, you can't put numbers to it. You have to put time and care into it. And that's the human aspect of what we do, right? The computers want to take all that away from us. But, like, there's so much more to be said about, especially in team, right? Togetherness, a genuine trust and care for one another, like that support, that gives you an opportunity every night to be more than what you are as an individual. And it uplifts everybody in the group, and it makes you a better team.
You spoke pregame about the belief that you guys have, that they can compete with Milwaukee and Miami and all these other teams. When did that belief come? Was there a moment throughout the course of the season where it shifted?
Yeah, I mean, when we survived, you can say that, right? That gauntlet at the beginning of the season, amongst the guys, they felt confident that they could get a job done. To be honest with you, as a coaching staff, when we worked our way through preseason, we believed that there was a good basketball team in that locker room. But, we were going to be tested right away. And in that test, your confidence can be tested, right? Your togetherness can be tested. I think it was beneficial that a lot of that happened on the road, because all we had was one another. And, that chemistry was brewing because we were together. In situations where there's 20,000 fans on top of the guys, that you're playing against, rooting against you, and all you have is each other to try to figure it out. So I think that was the beginning of it. And then again, the more and more you keep climbing through this thing, and you win against good teams, like, you see it.
Last one, Marla.
Marla Ridenour, Akron Beacon Journal. Yeah, JB, when you're talking about not wanting to let each other down and those kind of things, do you think some of that could have been rooted in the end of last season when you guys fought to the end, even when you weren't winning, but you never gave up, you battled, down the stretch. Do you think a little bit of that was fostered back then? Yeah, that's the nature of the guys that we had, and that's the foundation that we were trying to set. A lot of times you can't see it because the results aren't what, in sports we strive for. But the foundation is the most important piece of what you build. And, the guys actually getting after it, competing, scrapping, all those things, we saw it. We saw guys trying to play unselfish basketball. You add that to the frustration of losing and a summer off, and now it's brewing. And now guys want to do more to make sure, that doesn't happen again.